Uh, so in your opinion, what do people in Mongolia value most?
Mm. So, yeah, based on my experience, I met my tourists say um, your people are very free, like nomadic people. For example, they change the settlement from one to another, uh, following in search of new pasture and season changes, right? And that means there was an American tourist saying that, oh, we share freedom. You guys like to be free in the countryside and ride your horse and to be independent. And I agree with that because our people, as a nomadic tribes, we like to be free, democratic
Mhm.
in our belief and in our way of life. So, yeah.
So
And then,
I
mhm,
imagine besides that, there's got to me in my head, it seems like Mongolian people are like tough and rugged,
mhm.
in addition to like independent. Is that accurate
Yeah,
or no?
yeah, independent, that's right. So, because independent life requires you to be tough, right? To to be strong, accept the nature that we agree. It's the biggest force is the nature that we have to adapt. Other than that, we always fight for our freedom, and then they relaxed this lifestyle, nomadic lifestyle, and mhm.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Also in addition, we value the family
Mhm.
because everyone wants to have a family, get married, and have a kid.
Mhm.
A small tribe and the growing nation, we would like to have more kids. So today we give a medal to women who gave a birth to 4 and 6 kids, which means
Wait, you
you
give
have
out medals? Medals for four
yeah,
and six kids? Really?
yeah.
Interesting.
So it means that you have a monthly allowance support from government for the number of kids under 18 years old, and then you are acknowledged mother, right? The first or second medal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Can you describe, I think for listeners and viewers, like nomadic lifestyle is very like hard to picture in people's minds,
Mhm. Mhm.
potentially. Can you describe the nomadic lifestyle? Like what is the typical daily life like? What are they doing? How do they
Mhm.
survive the cold during the cold months?
Mhm.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so nomadic people is they they live in a portable house made of all the organic materials, wooden framework, felt, uh, and animal skin. So this house, they move around 4 to 6 times in a year in search of pasture. It means we have 4 seasons, and the rainfall or snow is different depending on your location, right? And searching for this pasture and herding their animal, they have to move around, right?
Mhm.
And they milk the animal every morning or every morning and evening and process dairy products and eat the meat and sell the meat or sell the skin, the cashmere or wool, yak wool, right? That's how they earn money. Beside yeah, that's how they earn money, and they don't have fence. They live in the yurt. Outside there are hundreds of animals, at least maybe 200 animals, with the different yak, goat, camel, or sheep, right? And then yeah, you herd them, and yeah, you live with your parents or brother, sister, 1 or 2 yurts together as a small community, and then to move, they use animal or they have a truck. so it makes them
Okay.
easy to 20 to 30 kilometers. In some places, in some families, they need to move more than 100 kilometer. And
Okay.
this lifestyle is very tough because the nature is the force, and we have a harsh climate, especially in wintertime. It reaches minus 30 to 40 Celsius. So then you need to insulate your yurt, the portable house, with the 3 layers of felt, and then you need to make fire to keep up the temperature, and that's how you overcome winter, lots of snow, right? And in summertime is the best time because no need to make fire, light the stove, but you need to process lots of dairy products to earn money or to consume later of the year, right? So that's how they live, and this is yeah, interesting lifestyle. They don't worry about the job or boss, working time, and the society stress. They don't have anything. The only what they think about is weather. When they greet each other, they ask, "Have how was your summer? How was your winter? How was your autumn, spring?" And they talk about the animal they lost or they are looking for, and they talk about the weather. So
Wow.
that's lifestyle, nomadic lifestyle.
So do you think, is this lifestyle unique compared to most countries in especially Asia?
Yes. So Mongolia is one of the last nomadic herders living because, for example, in China, in Inner Mongolia, that was a part of Mongolia where people forced to change this nomadism to farming,
Okay.
which means that they have a fence
Yeah.
where they herd the animal, right? They're no longer nomads. But in Mongolia, you are free to move around, herd your animal, and use the land. And this is the only country.
So do you think that's a large part because of your history?
Yes. So our ancestors fought for this independence and freedom for 800 years, right? And people still love this lifestyle.
Yeah. Wow. So
Because of the
you mentioned the independence from I'm trying to get this right. So after the 90s,
Mhm.
so after the 90s, it was no longer under communist rule. And so it's more of the free market. How did that change the lives of the nomads at all, or did they not really see an impact from it?
Yeah, I changed everything. So the nomadic people during the communist time, they worked for the government. They didn't have any own livestock, but the government. And since the 1990 democracy, they can own number of livestocks, and they can have a wealth. They can make money on selling the dairy products, skin, meat, right? And they can buy apartment in city for staying when they are in the city, and
Okay.
then go back to the countryside. They have more access to maybe they have a truck, they bought truck, or they bought a solar powered refrigerator before they could not afford it or it was not available. So it gives opportunity for them to capitalize
What
and
solar powered refrigerator?
yes.
Can you explain that?
So nomadic people they use a solar panel, right? So this panel charges their television and phone mostly because quite small, and then you can also buy this refrigerator, solar panel, solar powered, that you can freeze the meat in summertime, right? But in
Yeah.
the past we had no luxury of eating fresh frozen meat because of absence of this equipment, right? But now people can eat meat anytime, especially in summer, every day.
How many people live both lifestyles of like living as a nomad and then also living
Mhm.
in the city? Does that happen often, or like is that not a thing?
It's not that often, but if you have many livestocks, like above 1,000 or 2,000, you can afford buying this apartment. And the reason they buy apartment is to let their kids stay there and live
Okay.
there. Right? When your kids grown up, you send them to the dorm,
Hmm.
uh, dorm, university's dorm, right? Instead of that, they can have apartment for their kids.
Interesting. Is
Yeah.
that how too they get their products to market, is by like putting it in the city? Is the city the big port that um transports the products outside of the country, or
Which product?
like the dairy products, the meat
Uh-huh.
products,
Oh, okay.
fur? Is that
hmm
um
Well, they sell it regionally,
okay.
or they need to bring them all the way to the city. So they might live far from the city, so it's better to sell it regionally. There are
Okay.
traders who visit these provinces and buy everything at a flat
Oh,
price,
okay. That makes sense.
and they transport it to the
Yeah.
city.
Okay,
Because
interesting.
city, everyone loves meat. Our food is has lots of meat, and still in city, it's the case. So it means there are many consumers who, without
Yeah.
animal, eat this meat, right?
Hmm. What colors and sounds do you see most or hear most as well?
hmm So, what color? We see lots of blue, white, and green, because blue is the symbol of blue sky that
Uh,
we admire every day. You can see the clearest blue sky in Mongolia. And white is the symbol of good heart, like
Okay.
milk. We like to use it. And then green is the grass color, right? So it feels refreshing, and then we like to use it.
Can you see the stars really well in Mongolia?
Yeah, even in city you can see them. And in the Gobi, the southern region is the best place for stargazing.
Oh man.
Spend all night. Later is better for view. Stargazing. Even the moons look amazing. Yeah.
Huh. So so the colors you see kind of represent the nomadic lifestyle in a way. The big sky, the
Yeah.
dairy and the animal
Mm,
products, and then the grass which feeds the
yeah.
animals.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very natural colors.